Walt Disney is consistently deified in American culture. I might make an entire series about the reality of the man, and I want to start with the 1941 animator strike that resulted in the movie Dumbo being completed by scabs to be not only deeply anti-labor, but anti-black as well. In 1938, the Screen Cartoonist Guild was formed. They had contracts with most of the major animation studios in California, with the exception of Disney. Disney had a huge win in 1937 with Snow White, but in 1940, Pinocchio and Fantasia would both flop due to the loss of European markets. One of the ways they cut costs at their new fancy Burbank studio was to go after workers. So amongst animators, you had some people making $300 a week while they were working next to animators that were making $12. Animators being forced to say they were working 40 hours a week when they were actually working far more, and you had animators not getting credit on screen for what they were actually making, with Disney taking all that credit for himself. The situation at Disney was incredibly tense, and one of the primary factors in actually getting a strike to occur was Art Babbitt, who had been a good friend of Walt. He was one of the highest paid animators at Disney. Despite his good pay, him being comfortable, Art broke with Walt and stood with the animators. Walt would then give a speech to the 1,200 employees at Disney, which was very much victim blaming, and basically say, pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Walt would then turn around and fire Art Babbitt and 16 other members of the union. The next day, the strike began with over a sixth of the studio, a lot of the animators standing together. Walt and Art had almost come to blows over the organization of labor before the strike. While the strike was taking place, Disney himself tried to attack Art, his old friend. While the strike was taking place, Disney was working on a movie called Dumbo. One of the reasons Dumbo visually looks so up and down is it was completed by scabs. Ironically, of course, Dumbo is very much anti-worker. Basically, there's a scene where Dumbo's doing a performance with these clowns who are portrayed as morons and very insensitive towards Dumbo. After that performance, when we are rightfully feeling sorry for Dumbo, this is how the clowns are talking.
Let's go tell the boss!
Hey, let's hit him for a raise.
Yeah, sure. This is White Real dough.
Oh, we're gonna hit the big boss for a raise.
Yes, we're gonna hit the big boss for a raise.
Oh, we're gonna get more money.
Cause we know that we're funny.
It gets way worse when you see the circus workers that are working all night in the rain and they all happen to be black. Singing a song about how happy and stupid they are as they slave away until they're almost dead. And saying, we don't know when we get our pay, and when we do, we throw our pay away. This is also a movie where the performing crows have been tied to minstrelry. Behind the scenes, until the 1950s, they had referred to the lead crow as Jim Crow, which they would eventually change to Dandy Crow. Of course, was voiced by Cliff Edwards. The strike would last for almost 4 months, and in the end, they would be victorious as both sides were brought to Washington, D.C. after Disney himself cracked. Grievance procedure was installed, there was equalization of pay, and all the employees that had been fired before the strike were rehired. Art himself would enlist in the Marines to go off to the Pacific. When he would come back, he would get his job back, but quickly leave to go do his own thing. Art is no angel. There's plenty to talk about there, especially when it comes to the character of Goofy. I'll make that a separate video. This moment sums up Walt Disney pretty well as a greedy, exploitative, and deeply selfish man.